Life keeps knocking you down. People walk all over you. And you wonder why? Here's the truth. You're too damn soft. You think being kind will save you. You think playing fair will get you ahead. You think if you're patient, the world will finally give you what you deserve. No, it won't. Because softness, it's an open invitation for people to use you. To take what they want, to bend you, break you, and leave you with nothing. Look around. The world doesn't reward the gentle. It doesn't hand power to the nice. It respects the relentless, the ruthless, the ones who take what's theirs without asking. And you're walking into a battlefield with an open hand, when you should be holding a sword. You hesitate. You second guess. You give people the benefit of the doubt when they've already shown you who they are. And they see it. They see your hesitation. They see your kindness, and they use it against you. They smile while they take advantage. They nod while they undermine you. They laugh behind your back while you keep playing nice. And every time you let it slide, every time you swallow your anger, every time you tell yourself, it's fine, I'll be the bigger person, you lose. They told you kindness earns respect. It doesn't. It makes you an easy target. It makes them comfortable disrespecting you. It makes them believe they can walk all over you and you'll just take it. So let me ask you, how much longer are you gonna let them win? How many more times will you stand there taking hit after hit, hoping they'll change? They won't. People don't stop until they meet resistance, until they see a line they can't cross, until they realize the person they underestimated is no longer the same. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep being their doormat, or are you going to wake up? Because if you keep playing nice, the world will keep playing you. You hesitate, you second guess, you let people walk all over you, hoping they'll notice your worth. But they don't. Because the world doesn't reward softness, it preys on it. They see your kindness as weakness, your patience as passivity, your silence as surrender. And the worst part, you let them. You tell yourself, maybe if I'm good enough, they'll treat me better. But that's not how this works. This world isn't run by nice people. It's run by those who take what they want. You ever see a sheep survive in a den of wolves? No, because it doesn't happen. The sheep hopes the wolf will play fair. A wolf knows they won't. And right now, you're the sheep. You want people to respect you, to value you, to see you, then stop being so damn easy to ignore. Softness doesn't command respect. Strength does. Presence does. Power does. Look around. The people at the top, the ones making the rules. Do they look like the kind who waited for a turn? Do they look like they played nice, hoping the world would be fair? Or did they take their shot before someone else took it first? Every time you hesitate, someone else moves first. Every time you hold back, someone else steps forward. And you're stuck watching from the sidelines, wishing you had been braver. How many chances have already slipped through your fingers? How many times have you been too late, too afraid to claim what was yours? Regret isn't loud. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It creeps into your mind at night. It reminds you of the things you could have done, but didn't. And that regret, that's the price of being too soft. A lifetime of what is. A future where you're forced to watch stronger people live the life you wanted. All because you refused to step up. So now, answer this. How much longer are you going to let yourself get pushed around? How much longer will you let the world take from you while you just stand there? Because at some point, you have to decide. Stay soft and stay forgotten, or harden up and take control. They told you to be kind, to be patient, to take the high road. They told you that ruthlessness is evil, that standing your ground makes you cold, heartless, wrong. That's a lie. A lion doesn't apologize for hunting. A storm doesn't beg for permission to rage. And you weren't made to bow. They taught you to fear power, to shrink yourself, to make yourself small so others wouldn't feel threatened. And look where it got you. Ignored, overlooked, stepped on. Because the world doesn't respect weakness. It exploits it. You think being ruthless makes you a villain? No. It makes you dangerous. It makes you untouchable. It makes you someone they can't control. There's a difference between cruelty and ruthlessness. Cruelty is reckless. Ruthlessness is calculated. Cruelty destroys. Ruthlessness builds. And you need to build. Because the world isn't going to hand you anything. You have to take it. Look at the ones who win. They aren't sitting around waiting for a fair shot. They aren't hoping for permission. They move first. They act without hesitation. And when they strike, they don't miss. This isn't about being reckless. It's about being relentless. It's about knowing what you want and making sure nothing stands in your way. Controlled aggression, calculated precision, the ability to walk into a room and own it without saying a word. That's power. But power isn't given, it's taken, and taking it means one thing. You stop asking for permission, for approval, for validation. You stop explaining yourself to people who have no intention of understanding you. You stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You stop playing nice while the world chews you up and spits you out. You think people will just step aside and let you rise? They won't. They will fight, they will resist, they will try to break you before you become something they fear. So what are you going to do? Keep playing the victim? Or finally become something they can't ignore? Decide now. Because in this world, there are only two choices. Be the prey, or be the predator. They told you to be humble, to wait your turn, to be patient, play nice, stay in line. But have you ever asked yourself why? Who benefits from your silence? Who gains when you stay weak? Because it's not you. They don't tell the strong to wait. They don't tell the powerful to be patient. They only whisper those lies to the ones they want to control. They want you obedient. They want you tame. They want you weak. Because a weak man doesn't take. He begs. He watches from the sidelines while others claim what should have been his. And they love that. They tell you to lower your voice because they don't want to hear what you have to say. They tell you to play fair while they bend the rules to their advantage. They tell you to stay grateful so you never realize how much more you could have had. It's a trap. They don't want you to win. They want you to accept less. Because the second you rise, the second you demand more, the second you step into your power, you become a threat. So they shame you for wanting more. They guilt trip you for standing tall. They call you selfish for putting yourself first. But tell me this. Since when is survival selfish? Since when is strength a sin? Because the truth is, they don't want you weak for your own good. They want you weak so they can keep living. So they can keep using you. So they can keep taking while you sit there, empty-handed, wondering why life isn't fair. Wake up. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you what you deserve. You have to take it. And that starts with one decision. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to see your worth. Stop waiting for an opportunity that will never come. Because no one is giving you a seat at the table. You either take your place or you get left behind. So which is it? Are you going to keep playing small? Or are you finally ready to break free? Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone deserves access to you. But you've let too many people in. You've carried too much dead weight. And it's slowing you down. Some people are anchors. They hold you back. They feed on your energy, waste your time, and distract you from your mission. They don't want you to rise, because if you do, they'll be left behind. Let them go. If they drain you, cut them off. If they disrespect you, walk away. If they bring nothing to the table, stop feeding them. It's not cruelty, it's survival. A lion doesn't carry the weak. A king doesn't beg for loyalty. And the strong, they don't explain why they leave people behind. They just do it. But you're still talking, still justifying, still explaining yourself to people who don't even respect you. Stop. A real player doesn't announce their moves, they execute. While they talk, you work. While they doubt, you prepare. While they watch, you rise. They won't see it coming. They won't understand how you did it. And that's the point. The loudest man in the room is the weakest. The most dangerous, silent, calculated, focused. So speak less, do more. And set your boundaries so high that only the strong can reach them. Because weak people, they bend. They let others dictate their worth. They let people walk all over them, hoping for approval. But ruthless people, they enforce their standards. They demand respect. And if someone crosses the line, they cut them off without hesitation. No explanations. No second chances. No guilt. That's what power looks like. You think the ones at the top got there by playing fair? By following the rules everyone else follows? No, they mastered the game. They learned how to move in ways no one saw coming. They didn't ask for a seat at the table. They built their own. That's the difference. Most people stay in line. They play it safe. They wait for permission that never comes. But the ones who win, they move differently. They don't follow the map, they redraw it. And now it's your turn. Most will hesitate. Most will second guess. Most will stay soft. Will you? The moment you stop being soft, you'll lose people. Some will walk away. Some will turn against you. Some will resent your strength because it reminds them of their own weakness. Good. Let them go. You were never meant to carry them. A rocket doesn't beg to keep its boosters. It sheds weight the higher it climbs. That's what's happening to you. And the higher you go, the more you'll realize most people never wanted to see you rise. They liked you soft, they liked you agreeable, they liked you bending, breaking, and apologizing. Because the moment you stop being easy to control, you will become a problem. They'll call you arrogant, cold, selfish. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because you stopped letting them take advantage of you. They wanted a doormat. Instead, they got a force they can't control. And weak people fear that, because deep down, they wish they had your courage. They wish they had the guts to say no, to set boundaries, to demand more. But they don't, so they call you ruthless, because it's easier than admitting they're just afraid. Afraid of standing alone, afraid of disappointing people, afraid of the work it takes to build something real. And while they sit there, drowning in their own hesitation, you'll be moving forward. And what do you gain from walking this path? Respect. Power. The ability to control your own fate. Because when you stop being soft, life stops pushing you around. You stop waiting. You start taking. You stop asking. You start doing. And suddenly the things you thought were out of reach, they're right in front of you. That's the reward of ruthlessness. Not cruelty, not heartlessness. Just the ability to decide your own future. Unless that future comes with a cost. You will outgrow evil. You will be misunderstood. You will have moments where you walk alone. But that's the price of greatness. And most people, they're not willing to pay it. So they stay in the crowd while you step into the arena. They settle for comfort while you chase something bigger. And one day, when they finally see what you've built, they'll regret not doing the same. But by then, it won't matter, because you'll be too far ahead to hear their excuses. The real war isn't outside, it's inside your head. It's not about them, it's about you. The enemy isn't the doubters. It's not the ones who laughed at you. It's not the ones who turned their backs when you needed them most. Your greatest enemy is the weak voice inside you. The one that whispers, maybe I should quit. The one that says, this is too hard. The one that tells you to stay comfortable, to stay small, to stay weak. That voice is your real opponent. And every day, you either beat it into silence, or you let it own you. There are two wolves inside you. One is weak, scared, hesitant. It second guesses everything. It makes excuses. It folds under pressure. The other is ruthless, unstoppable. It doesn't care about opinions, setbacks, or pain. It only moves forward. The one you feed is the one that wins. So the question is, which one are you feeding? Because every time you hesitate, every time you complain, every time you choose comfort over discipline, you're feeding the weak one. And every time you push forward, every time you take the hit and keep going, every time you do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it, you're making the strong one stronger. You think warriors are born that way? They're built, forged through pressure, through hardship, through the days they wanted to give up but didn't. You have to rewire your mind for war. Softness won't get you there. Hesitation won't get you there. Only discipline will. Only resilience will. Only a refusal to break will. Train yourself to endure pain, to thrive under pressure, to use suffering as fuel. You don't rise by avoiding discomfort. You rise by walking straight into the fire and refusing to burn. Because here's the truth. If you can master your mind, you can master the world. Control your thoughts, and you control your actions. Control your actions, and you control your results. Control your results, and you control your destiny. That's the formula. No shortcuts, no magic tricks, just raw, relentless mental warfare. And most people, they'll lose the battle before they even start. They'll fold the moment it gets tough. They'll let their fears dictate their fate. They'll stay stuck because they never learned how to fight back. But you're different. You're here because you refuse to be like them. So stop waiting. Stop second guessing. Stop feeding the weak wolf. Start moving. Now. Somewhere along the way, you forgot who you were. They tamed you, told you to be nice, to fit in, to lower your voice, and you listened. You let them dull your edges. You let them put chains on your fire. You let them convince you that being small was the only way to survive. But deep down, you always knew. You were never meant to be weak. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to live at the mercy of others. That fire inside you, it never died. It just waited. And now, it's time to unleash it. You are fire. You are steel. You are the storm they never saw coming. They thought they could break you. They thought they could mold you into something easy. But you were never meant to be easy. You were meant to be unstoppable. The person you used to be, they're gone. The one who hesitated. The one who apologized for taking up space. The one who waited for permission. Dead. Burned away in the fire of who you've become. Because now, you move without fear. You speak without doubt. You walk into any room knowing exactly who you are. And they feel it. The shift, the power, the weight of your presence. They don't have control over you anymore. They can't manipulate you, can't use you, can't guilt trip you back into softness. Because now, you see through them. You see through their tactics, their insecurities, their fear of your strength. And you refuse to play small for their comfort. You refuse to shrink. You refuse to be anything less than what you were always meant to be. But now comes the real question. Now that you have this power, what will you do with it? Because most people, when they taste strength for the first time, they run back to weakness. They get scared of their own potential, scared of standing alone, scared of leaving the old life behind. So they retreat, back into comfort, back into softness, back into waiting for someone else to tell them what to do. But not you, not this time. You didn't come this far just to stop. You didn't go through hell just to turn around. You've burned the bridges, destroyed the old path. There is no going back. There is only forward, only power, only the life you were meant to claim. So I'll ask you one last time. Will you step into your power, or will you keep living on your knees? You've heard the truth. No sugarcoating, no soft words, just raw, unfiltered reality. Now, what are you going to do with it? Will you let it sink in? Will you let it burn through every excuse, every hesitation, every ounce of weakness still clinging to your bones? Or will you ignore it and stay the same? Because that's the choice in front of you. No more waiting, no more hoping, no more wishing things were different. You either take control or you don't. A caged beast doesn't stay caged forever. At first, it accepts its prison. It lets others dictate its fate. But then something shifts. The hunger returns. The patience wears thin. The beast remembers what it is. And when it does, nothing can hold it back. The lock is open. The cage door is swinging. Are you walking out or staying inside? Because here's the truth. Ruthlessness isn't cruelty. It's survival. It's power. It's freedom. It's looking at the world and saying, I decide how this goes. No more bending to expectations. No more waiting for approval. No more letting fear keep you in chains. Softness got you nowhere. Hesitation cost you time. Playing nice made you a stepping stone. But now you see the game for what it is, and you know exactly what needs to be done. So do it. Stop hesitating. Stop explaining. Stop seeking permission. Get ruthless. Now.